Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. It is still September the 9th. I'm recording this video for the one WNBA game for tomorrow, or depending on when you're watching this game, on the 8th. And we'll talk NFL too. We'll talk the Monday Night Football game out between the Vikings and the Bears divisional game. So we'll talk about that as well. As far as today went. I got smoked in the NFL. I played the 3 plays that I played. They all ended up losing bets, and they all were so close. But we'll see if we can get that back. We got plenty of time to get that back and bounce back. But it was a losing day for me. I had Kyler Murray over his passing plus rushing yards. He finished with 201, I think. I took him over 251. I found the better number. Took him over 251. He came up short just because they didn't need to score the ball that much in the second half. I don't even think he passed the ball for more than 50 yards in the second half. The next pick I took was the home dog, which was the who did I take? I took the Atlanta Falcons, thinking that they would get the job done, and they almost did. They missed the game tying field goal. Pretty much no time left, so that one stings as well. And then last but not least, I took the Raiders, who were the first team to score today. I took them over 20.5 on their team total. They finished with 20. So it was a terrible start to the NFL season, man. But it's just getting started, so we'll take it in stride. WNBA, I did play on the Dallas Wings because the Sparks were 5-15 against the spread at home. I think 1-6 against the spread, laying more than 5 points. And the Dallas Wings absolutely wet the bed. I think they scored 77 points today. They had 2 quarters where they scored 14 and 13 against a Sparks team that is the worst defensive team, one of the worst defensive teams we've seen in forever. So that also ended up being a loser. Absolutely got obliterated, but we keep going. Don't quit. Let's jump into it for tomorrow. So Jackson today, like Derek Hamby, over her 17.5 points. She did not get there. She didn't need to. Julie Audemars had a career game today. And Jackie Young over her 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That game is still going on. She is off to a really hot start, though. For tomorrow, let's look at what Jackson likes. So link is in the description if you guys want to check Jackson out. 2 player props for the game tomorrow. So Ryan Howard is the first one that Jackson likes. It says that Ryan Howard has been on an absolute tear, hitting the over on her combined points plus assist prop in 100% of her last 5 games, where she's averaging an impressive 29.6 points in assists. This average is significantly above the 23.5 line, while her season hit rate is only 38.7%. Her recent form is undeniable. Against the Connecticut Sun this season, she's cleared the line in 2 of her 3 games, averaging 21 combined points plus assists. The Sun defense ranks 10th against her position, indicating a favorable matchup. It says Howard's coming off an explosive performance where she scored 37 points and tied a league record with 9 3-pointers again in the Dreams' last game. That, of course, came against the Sparks. The recent surge in scoring and playmaking highlight her potential to dominate. With the Dream playing at home, Howard in peak form, she's poised to continue her high performance output in both points plus assists. I don't think this is a bad line at all for Ryan Howard. The only thing that scares me a little bit is that Jordan Kennedy is back. She's listed as probable for tomorrow. And then Alicia Gray has also been upgraded to questionable tomorrow. She could make a return after missing 2 straight games. So that's my thought process on that prop. The next one I do like, and this is one I had on my short list, Bree Jones over her 20.5 points plus rebounds. So the analysis here says Bree Jones has consistently exceeded this player prop, hitting the over in 100% of her last 5 games, averaging 23.4 points plus rebounds. Her performance at home has been particularly strong with the 80.9% hit rate over her last 21 home games, averaging 23.5. Her season-long average is 20.36. Connecticut Sun rank 11th in defense against her position, which is a favorable matchup, which indicates a favorable matchup for her to continue her strong performance. Jones has been a dominant force against the Dream, especially when playing on her home court. Her recent string of performances where she has consistently surpassed this line, demonstrating her ability to contribute significantly in both points and rebounds. Facing a Sun team that ranks favorably for a position, Jones is well positioned to continue her high impact play. So take Bree Jones over her 20.5 points plus rebounds. My analysis was a little different, but I think that also makes a lot of sense. All right, let's jump into, link is in the description if you guys want to check Jackson out. Let's jump into the game. So we got the Sun and the Dream for tomorrow. Only game on the board. I'll be pretty quick with this one. I talked already about Alicia Gray, being upgraded to questionable. She has missed the last 2 games. Jordan Canada could potentially be back as well. She's listed as probable. I don't think she played in the last game. I could be wrong. No, I think she did play in the last game against the Sparks. And then Lacan is out for personal reasons, and that is big in my opinion. These 2 teams just played. Connecticut lost 93-76 as a 10.5 point home dog. The game was played less than a week ago on the 1st in Connecticut. Connecticut was actually in that game the whole entire game into the fourth quarter. They were outscored 26-10 in the fourth quarter, and I think they let Atlanta Dream go on like a 15-0 run, and that's why they ended up losing the game and not being able to cover. Connecticut has covered 7 of their last 10 games. They're 7-3 against the number, but Atlanta has also covered 7 of their last 10 games. They're 7-2-1 against the number. So both of these teams are, playing really, really well right now. So then I turn to the standings. The Connecticut Sun, of course, have nothing really to play for, and the Atlanta Dream have everything to play for. The Aces will most likely beat the Chicago Sky. You can kind of book that. And if they do, then they will jump over the Atlanta Dream for the second position. So Atlanta does need to win this game so that they can stay in pace with the Dream. With the Aces and the Mercury, to make sure that they want to win. They want to, all 3 of these teams that pretty much had the same record, they all want to, and Phoenix probably cooked themselves by losing to Connecticut in that last game. But the Dream and the Aces want, the Dream would like for the Aces to lose, because you're not playing just for home court in the first round. You want home court in the second round, especially the Dream. They've been good on the road, but they've been really, really good at home as well, 15-6. So I think the Dream come to play in this game. I kind of wanted to fade the Dream against the Los Angeles Sparks in the last game, and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because I would have lost some money. The Dream are not a team that I want to fade. The more I look into the game, the more I think Connecticut's going to struggle to score. That's what my research tells me. So Lacan not being there, I think, is huge. She's been a huge scoring presence. She's huge on the defensive end as well, but I think she had 30 in that last game against the Phoenix Mercury. So her not being there for personal reasons, I think, is big. I looked at the 4 games that Connecticut had actually won as their previous game as a double-digit dog, because they've won 4 games as a double-digit dog. And then next game, they typically come back down to earth. They're 3-1 to the under in their next game. They're averaging just 65.5 points per game. And then I looked at the 7 games this season where Connecticut has been a double-digit road dog with a total that's below 160, which this one is at 159.5, and they average just 69 points. They've been held under 71 points in 5 of those 7 games as well. They've also been held under their team total in each one of those games as well. And then you start thinking about the Dream. Double-digit home favorite 3 times so far this season. In those games, they're allowing just at 76 points per game. And we know that this Dream team, especially at home, they've been coming to play. They are second in defensive rating on the full season. They also play at the second slowest pace behind only the Golden State Valkyries. And Connecticut is still the worst offensive rated team. You can see it in the numbers on the screen. Worst offensive rated team, 10th in their last 5 games. They're also, one thing that Connecticut does do a good job of, they're the second, they're actually 4th in offensive rebounding, which is significant because they've been getting a lot of second chance points. However, the Atlanta Dream are the best offensive rebounding team as far as limiting opponent offensive rebound chances. So I do think that they come to play in this game. I think Connecticut really, really struggles to score the basketball. They're the second worst offensive rated team. And I think that they're going to struggle in this spot. I do. I think the team total under 73.5, just because Atlanta plays so slow, is absolutely on the board for today. And if I'm playing the spread, I do think that Atlanta can win this game by 15 to 20 points as well. Last 5 games, Atlanta's been the number 1 offensive rated team in the WNBA. It's only scary because Connecticut can play defense for a quarter or 2, and that's all it really takes for Atlanta not to be able to get to like 85.5, because they can win the game with their defense, which is why I don't really like their team total. I think this number continues to move in Atlanta's favor overnight, just because I don't think Lacan has been priced into the spread right now. So that's my thought process. If I'm betting Atlanta team total. I'm betting Connecticut team total under 73.5, or I'm just taking Atlanta minus the 12.5. Now we move over to a little bit of Monday Night Football. So we got the Vikings and the Bears. Bears are getting a 1.5 at the crib. This line, I think, it's a 2.5 out there. It's juice, like -130. And then the total is 43.5, but there's a 44 on the board as well. So I kind of went back and forth. I know that the Vikings are, going to look a little different. They starting JJ McCarthy at quarterback this season on the road in the divisional game. I think that's going to be really, really tough for them. Now, Brian Flores is probably one of the better defensive coordinators in the NFL. So Caleb Williams having a new offensive coordinator as well, so, in his second year, it makes it a tough game for me from a side perspective. I think the Bears can win. I think that they can cover the 1.5 number. I think the Vikings offense is really going to struggle. But what I think more so than anything else is that this game is going to go under. I think there's a 44.5 that's available on BetMGM at the time that I'm recording this. And I think that it's going to be an under game. The Vikings finished, they were really good offensively last year. They were 14-3, I'm sorry. But they went under in 61% of their games. And I do think that, we could see a little bit of jitters for JJ McCarthy in his first road game. I think Caleb Williams could struggle in the beginning as well. The Bears offense, they weren't great scoring the football last year, which is why they finished 5-12 as well. So I think defensively, both of these teams step up. When I was looking into some trends, the under was 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Last season, they went 1-1 to the over-under, which I don't really look back too much. But I do think that Brian Flores, is going to bring it defensively. Caleb Williams is not going to be easy. So it wouldn't surprise me to see, especially a divisional game in the first week of the season to go under. So under 44 is the play that I think makes the most sense in this game between the Vikings and the Bears. As long as we don't see a lot of turnovers for touchdowns, like pick sixes, scoop and scores, I think it goes under 44. So that'd be my recommendation for this game. Recap is here. Atlanta -12.5. Connecticut team total under 73.5. Bree Jones over her 20.5 points plus rebounds. And Minnesota, Chicago under 44 would be my recommendations for this game. Real quick, I didn't even go over to show this, but I do want to show this real quick. Especially for people who like to see what I'm looking at. So this is why I like Bree Jones. This wasn't based on what Jackson said. So Bree Jones is in really good form. You can see here, she's over in, I think Jackson said 5 straight games, but she's also over in 6 straight games. And you can see 8 of her last 10 games, she's averaging right at 21.5 points plus rebounds. And that line was at 20.5. You look at the head-to-head matchup, she has played against them 3 times this season. The last matchup, she did go up and over. And at the crib, I just think she's in really good form. She's playing against Connecticut team that can really, really struggle at times on the defensive end. I think there'll be offensive rebound chances for Bree Jones in this game as well. And I do think that she'll be able to score the basketball against their old team. We know she played for this team last year. We look at her home games, you can see, I think Jackson did point this out, but she is up and over in 8 of the last 10 games. Minutes has been pretty consistent as well. These 21s do kind of scare me just a tad bit, but this was because of a blowout, and this was also because of a blowout. So if they don't blow Connecticut out tomorrow, which they could, it is a 12.5 point spread. I think Bree Jones gets busy tomorrow. It does feel like they've kind of picked her to be in the starting lineup and play bigger rotational minutes than Brittany Griner. In my opinion, Brittany Griner coming off the bench seems like it's going to probably stay that way. So that's my thought process on why I like Bree Jones tomorrow. It's my favorite player prop. I would be cautious with Ryan Howard until I know specifically if Alicia Gray is going to return or not tomorrow. So that's it. Link in the description for all the resources. Check them out if you guys are interested. Jackson Outlier, Moneyballer, OzJam. And then do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Best of luck on your actions. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn the notification bell on, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday for a big WNBA slate.